Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. What's up, family? This is Living, Overcoming, Becoming, the podcast where we are healing out loud on purpose. I want to give a special shout out to all of my subscribers, my followers, everybody that has been coming to me to encourage me to come back, first of all, because there was a few weeks in between where I was not trying to keep doing this. Like, I think it was just an implosion of things that were happening, and yeah, like for a second I was about to put this joint down for real, y'all. But I just want to say thank you first to God, because he knew who to send to me at what time, because he started sending me people I wouldn't have even expected to be like, yo, when you coming back, oh, we love what you're doing and we love where this is heading. And it kind of really encouraged me and kind of gave me a little bit more of a confidence, because for real, I didn't really think nobody cared. But that goes to show you how a ministry ordained by God is definitely going to continue to give way. And honestly, I just want to continue to say thank you, because, you guys could be doing anything else, but you choose to listen to me for at least an hour a week. And it definitely shows that it has been giving people the confidence and, the encouragement to, one, come back to God or even seek him. And, that's all I really want. That's all I want from this, because last season, what we did was we talked about rebuilding our faith, our identity in God, and trying to figure out how to trust God. And I honestly feel like with all of that, it was definitely a comeback kid season. And to be honest, I will say I identify as a comeback kid. I definitely did do my dirt outside. I was outside of God for a while, and then I decided to come back into the fold. But now I have my lob squad, because apparently there are a lot of people that have started to listen who were never in God, and all of a sudden, I guess something that I might have said, or how I might have been approaching certain topics, my lob squad is born, because these are people that are completely just giving their life to Christ without any kind of relationship before this. So to God be the glory. you know that's all I really want. I just want to further the kingdom. I just want to do this for God, and that's it. I like, my personal feelings are in it, but this is literally only for the glorified nature of God. So I am very happy with that. And this season we are living this thing in real life. Like, this is faith in real life. Last season was about rebuilding or gaining faith, and kind of just breaking down barriers of the toxic way of religion, and kind of learning who God was for ourselves, and then in turn knowing who we are in him, and kind of just gaining that identity. So this season I'm having those real conversations about what it feels like to be in God but still tackle everyday stuff. Today we are stepping different on purpose. That is the name of the episode. Stepping different on purpose. And the reason why I call it that is because now, after my break in between, like I said, I have been going through a lot of things, and I have been experiencing a lot of things. And to be honest, there was a lot of character building going on outside of, my recordings. And like I said, I almost just kind of put everything down, but I then realized that I had to keep going, because it's not about being perfect, it's about progression. So, what do I want to do? I want to sit here and I want to tell y'all, one, what has been going on with me, two, what my title means in depth, and then I'm going to encourage you guys to keep choosing God. That's what today is all about. So, without further ado, getting into the meat and potatoes of this episode. Um, when I ended season one, um, I believe you guys were kind of getting into the twists and turns of what it felt like to shed parts of the old me and becoming a new creation in God. So I was still wrestling with a lot of stuff. I still am. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, everything did not completely drop off or fall away yet. But now, in the sense, I am a little bit more, I want to say grounded, because there was a lot of ricochet happening spiritually for me and in my physical. And, I had continued to lose people. I had attended like maybe 3 or 4 funerals in my break in between season 1 and season 2. So I was wrestling with a lot of questions. I was battling heartbreak. Like for a second, I was going through, like, I don't want to say an identity crisis, because I really feel like now, looking at it, it was literally like a reintroduction of me, because for almost a month, like the month of August, I not only did not feel like myself, I didn't know who I was looking at in the mirror. I had to keep reminding myself who my family was. Like it was really like a Twilight Zone experience, because I kept feeling like I woke up in somebody else's body and I did not know what was happening. And in that, some of you guys have been following like my TikTok content or like my reels and things on Facebook. I had started to document a little bit of it, because I really feel like it was like my realignment season. It was a way for God to force me to lean on him in the situation, because a lot of the symptoms that I was facing, it felt like depression. And I feel like it kind of started as depression, but then it kind of grew into something else. And I kept telling my best friend, I was like, this feels like something I'm used to, but it also feels different. So I was going through a realignment, a shifting. And in that, I actually started to realize, you know, I am different. Like I started to accept that, I couldn't be scared of, who I'm becoming. And I couldn't be afraid to address things or bring things up. And to be honest, I think it was really like the wrestle for a while, because I didn't want to change too much. I didn't want to lose who I was. But then once I allowed it and I prayed about it, and, I kind of sat under the wing of God, and I just said, whatever you got to do, you got to do. I started to feel better, and I started to process differently, and things started to surface. And to be honest, that's why I say I'm stepping different, because now that my posture has changed, my mindset is starting to change, my processing is changing. Like I am really walking in this thing like, all right, we about to get it done, because if this is what you're calling me to do, and if this is what you're asking of me and all the things that you've done for me, why wouldn't I do it? Now, I am stepping different, but there are some things that are still there. And we pray for those things daily, because now with my mindset change, and I'm starting to actually admit to some things that I'm still struggling with, and I'm starting to present them to God instead of hiding them in shame. A lot of other things that are being surfaced is like, okay, now we got to deal with this. And in that shifting era and that acceptance and that wrestling, I actually began to birth other things that are coming out of this podcast. So like I said, in my break, during all of this shifting and things happening and trying to distract me and throw me off, I had an idea, to start a devotional. And I'm literally addressing a lot of the things that were being brought up in my shifting season, in my realignment season. Even though I'm still in it, a lot of the things that I had to process and I had to deal with in that time, I started writing a devotional. I started working on my merchandise. So this season is really like we in motion. Like we doing this. And we're doing this for God. And my attitude around it is, either you with it or you're not. But for me, what I'm doing, it's just I'm choosing to walk in a posture that is directed toward God. Like, yeah, I'm a fall. Yeah, I'm a, mess up a little bit along the way, but I'm choosing to walk toward him every day. I'm choosing to rock with him. I'm choosing to do everything that I can do for him and his glory. So, you know, that's kind of what it is. And what step in different means in depth is, you know, I'm being intentional. I'm not being impulsive, I guess you could say. even though I do still have some impulsive moments. But my intention is loving him. My intention is displaying my fruits. My intention is getting to the deepest parts of me to heal. Like, I want people to see God and hear God when they see me. Like, I'm being intentional. Like, I'm I'm really stepping in a way now where, anytime I open my mouth, God, he did that. He's doing that. Like, I'm not being afraid to express where I'm at in him. I'm not afraid to express how much I love him. I'm not afraid. Like, I am just moving in that direction. I'm being intentional about, you know, being mindful about where I'm going and who I'm around. I'm being intentional about the things that I do with my body, like putting in it, around it. Like, I am starting to make those steps to really just fully immerse myself as much as I can. I am making those steps to, crucify my flesh. I am making those steps to, die daily. I'm about to just be all in. Like, even though I have been all in, but this is like my mentality. This is now becoming a lifestyle. This is now becoming a movement, to be honest. And like I said, with the encouragement and the support that I have been getting, it's just like, why not? Like, this is the time. And to be honest, even in that in between of last season and this season, with all of that stuff going on, I've just been watching the world. And, I try my best to kind of tap in and out because I don't, because watching too much of that stuff for me, it will definitely make me spiral. And I did go through a spiraling moment. And I still go through spiraling moments because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all this stuff is really coming to pass. Like, prophecies are being fulfilled. We're in the book of Revelations. I'm like, God, like, you're literally coming back any day now. And it makes me feel like I'm not doing enough. And, I had to realize that I'm doing this. Like, this is what I can do. This is my discipleship. This is me, spreading the gospel. This is me telling people that he's tangible. That's my intention. And, I'm very grateful that I could be trusted with something like this because I kept praying. I was like, are you sure you want me? You sure you want me to keep doing this? Like, I could do something else. And, I'm talking to my leaders and I'm like, I don't know why I feel like I'm unqualified to do this. I don't know why I feel like nobody cares about what I say. I don't know why. Like, I was having all of these feelings. And even my leaders have been encouraging, like, no, you're fine. Like, we got you. They will be on here again this season. I've had a lot more people for guests sign up this season. So it's just been very reassuring that, even though being intentional with what I'm doing and even having those doubting moments and those moments of wanting to sit things down, it is a blessing to know that, how I am doing my journey is blessing others. And like I said, even in the world falling apart and things literally looking crazy, like, I still am in that spot where I'm going to give him the glory every day. And that's how I know I'm changing. Like, before I would have spiraled. Like, I would have just crashed out by now. But now it's like, no, how can I literally do this for you, even in the season that we're in as human beings? So, like I said, stepping different is me being intentional and not impulsive. And then another thing that I have been realizing is, in my stepping different phase right now, I have been unapologetic about setting boundaries. Like, I have been setting boundaries. I have been saying no. I have been praying before I do things. I have not been jumping into unneeded situations, drama, things of that nature. Everything that I would have done to try to stroke my savior complex back in the day, I have really learned how to not do that and to lay it before God. And that's unheard of for me because I really felt like I was Olivia Pope. Like, I was the fixer. And, it was killing me for a minute. And then, like I said, in my shifting, it was like, stop trying to do my job. And I was like, you know what, God, you're right. So now it's like I'm setting boundaries to be rooted in peace. And it's not prideful, guys. Like, some of my family that are listening, some of my friends, and I've been telling y'all, no, I can't do that. I can't do this, but I can do that. I ain't giving you no money, but I'm going to pray that somebody sends you something because I don't got it. Like, it's not personal. Like, don't take it personal. Like, it is just things that I am trying to rewrite, things that I am trying to, give to God. Like, I really don't want to keep doing his job. Like, Bruce Almighty, that was an eye opener for me, but I guess I didn't take it. I didn't take it serious until I got fussed at. And, boundary setting rooted in peace is not prideful. So I'm gonna let y'all keep that. Okay? Because I am trying to live. I am trying to live, and I am not trying to stress myself out to the point of being ill, because I'm gonna be honest, some of the deaths that I have witnessed in the past year or two have been unexpected, and I swear it had to be rooted in like some sort of stress or overworking or something, because a lot of these people were young, like, and it's people that you wouldn't expect, or like heart attacks and ailments of the body that I'm not trying to do. I'm 32, y'all. Like, I am not trying to do that. And I had to be reminded of that, and I had to sit my butt down, and I had to learn how to intercede instead of proceed with what I wanted to do. um and guilt does sit in sometimes, and it has a tendency to sneak in when I am boundary setting, especially when I have to boundary set with people that I feel like I shouldn't. But and I'm not apologizing for my alignment. I'm really not. I think I'm really past that point. Um, Only because if this is the way that God is taking me, and this is what He's telling me, I can't be seeking approval from y'all anymore. Like, I know that sounds harsh, but I'm really just doing this for Him. And I cannot continue to do things for y'all, including this podcast. Like, the chips is gonna fall where the chips is gonna fall. And I'm just doing things to push the kingdom. So if it hit, it hit. If it don't, it don't. But I am also learning that I am doing my best to not be discouraged at my ratings. I am doing my best not to be discouraged at people engaging in things of that nature, because that was another thing that was really messing with me from last season, because I thought that I was really putting myself out there, and it was just like my numbers was not numbering. Like, the math wasn't mathing. But I have to realize that this is a ministry. This is an assignment, and this will be here for whoever it needs to be for whenever they come across it. So I'm gonna just keep doing it. Um, because honestly, the version of me that used to chase validation wouldn't even recognize the me that guards my peace right now. And that's progress. I'm not mad at that. I'm really not mad at that, to be honest. We here now. It ain't nothing. And it's really nothing that anybody can do to change my mind about it. I've already had people try, old friends, old woes. Like, everybody been trying to convince me to do other, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm here. This is where I'm going to be too, and I'm not going nowhere, because if y'all would have seen what he brought me through, because y'all, let me tell you, I got a car. Like, I got a car. Hold on. Because y'all know I had not had a car since February, right? And I have been to at least 6 different dealerships. And I've been to other dealerships online, and all of them said no. And then all of a sudden, one dealership got me a car by myself without no cosigner or no nothing. My payment is under $400. My little baby, it is a cute little Toyota. And I named him Gyra, because you know why? Gyra will provide, because God did that. I got a new job. Like, I'm literally starting a new job this week. And when I say I am actually going to be working during the day to get my nights back and actually be home with my daughter when she gets off the bus, I had been praying for that. Like, I had been wanting. Now, even though it's not the job that I thought that I was going to get, with $100,000 in debt for a master's degree, it is still a job that will provide for me because now I will have time to spend with my daughter. I'll actually be able to put her to sleep and get her off the bus and do her homework. Like, I have not done that since she started school in August. And I'll actually get my sleep pattern back and I'll be able to do more projects. I'll be able to do more stuff for my podcast. I'll be able to, like, he has been blessing me. So the least I can do is step different. Like, because this is the winning team for real. Like, I didn't really think I would ever say that like that because I felt like it was a cliche. But no, like, this is the winning team. Like, I am stepping different on purpose because why not? Why wouldn't I? Like, he is really just doing exceedingly and abundantly, and even when I don't see it, it's still working out. And it's always going to work out. It's always going to work out when you come to God. Like, it's just there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You might not see it the way that you want to, but He's always going to work it out. Like, but that actually brought up a scripture that I had been looking at, in this process. And it was Psalms 37:23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And it's like, if I'm going to sit here and I'm really going to like step the best and the worst foot forward, I'm still going to be walking toward him. And then Ephesians 5:15-16, where it says, walk carefully, make the most of every opportunity. That's NIV version, obviously. But I'm really just in an era where I know what he has for me. I'm starting to accept it. I'm starting to, renounce the old ways of thinking and how I felt about myself. I've really been giving him everything. I've been giving him my anger. I've been giving him my sadness, my shame, my disobedience. I've been giving him everything, like every single last bit of me. And he's really just been turning it around to show me like how far I've come. He's been showing me like the power that I have. He's been showing me, the things that I have been holding in to actually start to bring it into fruition. Things that have been dormant that are now being activated. Like, I am honestly, I'm like, I'm really going through like a whirlwind because I feel like it's all been happening all at once, but this is different. Like, it's really just like an eye-opening experience to know how much he loves us. Me in particular, like with my experiences as of late. And it just makes me very overwhelmed with gratefulness because I can beat myself up all day. But then when I start going to him and giving him what I'm feeling, he literally flips it around. Like when they say he works it out for your good, like he will literally give me everything negative that I say about myself and then turn around and say, but this is what happened and this is what you got out of it and this is where you're going and this is how this is going to set you up. And I'm like, dang, God, like, you dope for real. Like, like there's really no other way to say that. It's just, you know, you dope. And I feel like even like for whoever is listening right now, when it looks shaky, when it looks weird, when it look out of place, like all of those steps are still ordered by God. And I think that's how we got to look at it. And, even when we mess up, even when we fall short or we do something that we feel like he's going to be angry about, you have to remember that he's already accounted for that. So, yeah, you can feel upset, you can feel defeated, you can feel whatever you want, but don't stay there because what you need to do is you just need to go to him and be like, "Yo, I just did this and I know you know, but I'm admitting that I did this and I just need you to help me understand where I go from here." Because even though the steps are ordered, we're still human. And when we're trying to get in the swing of things, or when we're coming into the fold and, we feel like we got to be perfect, that'll mess us up every time. That will distract you. It'll throw you off guard. It'll do everything that it can do that is unnecessary because God has already accounted for it. And the steps were already ordered. And that's why he's here. That's why he's there, because he knows the beginning and the end and everything in between. And he's just waiting for you to come to him with it, because he'll open your eyes to show you. Even though you don't understand right now, it's I'm about to show you why it was there, or why this happened, or what's going to come out of this. And doing this, even though it's amazing and it's fulfilling, but it's also it's trying. it is it is definitely trying, but it does come at a cost sometimes. And honestly, to me, the cost is worth it, because I'd rather him tell me he know me in the end than say he ain't know me at all. So the cost, it happens, because honestly, I done had some people fall off and fall back. I have been outside of my comfort zone so much. I don't even know what my comfort zone is anymore. And that can be very stressful. Especially when you're used to fitting yourself in boxes that are too small, or places that you're used to, or things that you kind of deal with the devil that so to speak. You know how they say, I'd rather deal with the thing that I know the most than deal with something I don't know at all. I have been, that box has been shattered, picked up, broken, kicked down the street. I don't even think I have a comfort zone anymore, because of how uncomfortable he's been making me. And to be honest, I'm getting comfortable in the uncomfortable. I know I've always been used to shifting and moving and starting over and all of the things. I did not know that spiritually and emotionally, how crazy that would feel, because I was used to doing it physically. So now I'm doing it in all three. And that's cool. But the cost of that is it hits, because like I said, we're human beings. But then there comes what I was talking about, the second guessing myself. I felt so unqualified. I felt like if anybody else in the world would have been saying the things that I said, or having conversations that I had, I felt like it would have been regarded so much better than what it was for me. I was talking myself down into the ground, y'all. I was literally telling myself, who you think you are? Why do you think he would give you this assignment out of anybody else? And then it was other people's confidence in starting their podcast adventures and their streaming things coming out of this. And it was my brain was rooting for them, but it was literally downgrading my project. It was just oh, well, everybody's going to love theirs more than they like yours, and everybody's going to tune into theirs more than they're going to turn into. I was reeling. That second guessing and that cost, it almost ripped me apart. But I'm here because all things work together for my good. And even though I was doing all of that reeling, and I was losing, and I was getting pushed out of my comfort zone, I still kept it stepping. It was hard. But like I said, I had to do it, because the things that have been coming out of it has all been God. And I had to even look at all of that wrestling, because all of that wrestling, not only did it give me things to put in my devotional, but it gave me the strength to get through it at the end of the day. So like I said, steps is ordered, and they come at a cost, but the cost is nothing compared to the reward that you're going to get out of going through it. And to be honest, I think about what God had to strip away from me to see clearly, but now, was it really lost, or was it just the realignment of it all? Like I said, my mentality is changing. Everything is changing, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited, because I felt worthless before, and I felt minuscule and small. But now he really, like I said, this is not pride. My confidence is just different, because now I know who got my back, and I know who loved me, and I know who created me, and I know who is setting a path before me. And he's doing the same thing for y'all. That's the crazy thing. Because if he could do it for me, I know, I know for a fact he can do it for all of y'all too. And that's the amazing power of the love that he has and the purpose that he has for us. And it might sound outlandish, but it's really not, because he's so tangible and he's so amazing, and it's just it's worth a try. It's worth the all in. Like, I can't even explain it in any other way. Like, it is really worth everything that it comes with. And it's hard to explain that to people, especially, if they're on the outside or they really don't know. But it's just like, you have nothing to lose but to come to God. Like, because he's going to show up and show up, like, show out every time. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, your heart and your posture have to be there. You can't just sit there and open your mouth and say, "Yeah, I'm with it," and then you do nothing behind it. Like, yes, you still have to read your word. It might be hard, but they got the Bible app. They have so many apps on your phone that'll give you a scripture a day, where it's really an excuse, like, for you to say, "Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I got this, and that." Like, if you can scroll on TikTok on the toilet for 20 minutes until your legs fall asleep, you can read a scripture a day. I'm just saying. I'm not, and I'm coming from a place of, I had to check myself for doing that same thing. Like, sitting on the toilet for 20 minutes scrolling through TikTok was what I was doing. And I said that to myself. If I can do this, I can read a scripture a day. Then it turned into me starting the Bible from the beginning, reading it to the end. And even now, it's hard for me to pick it up where I left off to continue to read, but I'll still read a scripture every day on my Bible app. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about actually putting in those steps. Like, I make sure that I attend church. I make sure that I stay under the guidance of my leadership. I make sure that I pray, and my prayer is just talking. Like, I don't have to get down on my knees and, dear Father God, like, I don't have to do that. I be driving in my car on my way to work, like, "Hey God, like, we about to do this today. I really don't feel like walking into this building with everybody that's about to get on my nerves because everybody's attitude is crap, and I just want to have a good day." And then I'll start praying, "God, please just shift everybody's attitude. Everybody that got a bad attitude, just move them out my way. Let them leave early. Let them go ahead and do about what." Like, I'll just start like that. It's a conversation. We got to stop with the excuses. Seriously. Like, we have to stop with the excuses. It is not hard. It is not hard to just talk to him. Now, if you think that your shame and your guilt and your unworthiness is coming in, I understand, because I was there too. Like, I completely, wholeheartedly understand. But at the same time, if you expect change, then you got to put in the work. And the work is prayer. The work is reading your word. The work is fasting. I still have not conquered that yet, but I am trying. I am going to try it soon, because I know that that's where my real alignment is going to come in. Like, I have to do fasting. But my issue is, I want to do intentional fasting because I'm already a nibbler. I already don't really eat until, 4 or 5 o'clock. Like, I skip breakfast. I don't really do lunch. I might do like a smoothie or like some coffee in the morning, but I really don't eat. So I feel like that's not really crucifying my flesh. That's not doing what fasting is meant to be. Now, I know I can drop food like that, but now it's like, I need to stay off my phone. Now it's, I need to, stay off of social media. Now I need to stop watching TV, because those are the things that I do every day, all day. And, like, now I want to get into intentional fasting, because just stopping eating is not, I do that every day. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, that alignment, like that stepping, like that thought process change. Like, I really want to do this the right way. And even if it's not the right way, I want to at least attempt it. I want to at least try. Cause, like I said, there's really no reason not to be honest. And you know, I honestly and wholeheartedly thank him for everything up until now. And that's also very different to me, because I would have looked at everything as punishment, or I would have looked at everything as, something negative. But appreciating my journey now, to get the confidence to actually sit here with you guys and talk to you about these things and actually be so intentional about what I'm feeling and how I'm feeling it and getting it out there. Like, that is all divine alignment. That is all, you know, God's journey lining up with what I'm doing. Like, that is just the epitome of what we talk about on this show. And I just want to encourage you guys. I want to continue to encourage you guys to seek him. I want to encourage you guys to keep, healing and diving into those tough spots and seeking help. And, like, I'm here. Like, I may not be perfect, but who is besides Jesus Christ himself? You know? And, but I am always open. I'm always open. I'm always willing to listen. A few of my listeners that are on here that are subscribers, they done experience me calling me, and people think I'm so unapproachable. I guess because I have really bad RBF, and I'm really working on it. But it's really just my exterior, because my interior is like, oh no, hey, because I don't know. It could be a protective shield. I don't know. Whatever. But anyone listening, if you see my face and it look like my RBF is too strong, just come up and talk to me. Like, I think I just look like that. I really don't be trying. I really sometimes just be blank staring. But I am here for support. I'm here for encouragement. I done started Bible study with some people. Like, I done encouraged other people to pick up their podcast events again or start their podcast. Like, I'm here. You want to start a project? I'm with it. I am here to help my brothers and sisters. Like, I am reopening my small business for my She Catalyst Consulting. I'm partnering it with my Living, Overcoming, Becoming brand. I am pursuing getting a studio space so I can actually have like a uniform studio space. But then I'm actually trying to start like I guess you could say like a seed studio situation, because I'm going to try to rent that out to other like podcasters, other, Christian content creators. Like, I really want to make this a movement. I really want to make this so immersed in purpose and assignment for God. Like, I want this to go so far in his name. Like, I want this to really just be something. Like, all of my merch is rooted in God. Like, the things that I've been dealing with, things that I've been talking about on the podcast, things that are coming. Like, I am really trying to be out here in these streets stepping for God. I want my podcast and my brand to scream God so much that people stop and ask questions. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, that's where I'm at, and the world needs it. They need people that are willing to go outside in the streets and scream how much we love Jesus Christ, how much we love God, how much we honor them. And I was scared of that before. I was scared for anybody to know that. But now I don't care. Give me a megaphone. Give me a megaphone. And to be honest, if you got a problem with it, that's cool, because I'm going to still love you, because love is a command. I found that out. Love is literally a command, and it's a fruit, and it's expectation. So, you can have a problem with it, and I'm going to love you. I'm a love you. I really am. And I'm going to try my best to be as understanding as possible. But just be careful what you say about what you say about Jesus Christ and God. That's just a warning. Like, because how good they are to me, how good I've seen them be to other people, I'm very sensitive about people that I love. But I'm going to love you. It's just that love might be a little harsh in the beginning, because I'm still working on that. I am still working on that. But we are coming to the end of this episode. I am so happy to be back. I am so happy that season 2 is starting off with a bang. And I really just want to keep this going. I really want to keep this going. I have so many good conversations coming for y'all this season. Like, season 2 is so exciting. Like, I have a lot. I even have bonus episodes in there, y'all. Like, I really sat down in the lab, and I literally been coming up with some good stuff. So I'm excited. And like I said, the website is going to be done this week. So you guys will actually be able to get into that on Wednesday. And that'll come with all of the avenues for you guys to get in contact with me. Like I said, I'm always here for prayer. I'm always here for encouragement. I'm always here. I will have a phone number on there. I'll have my email. It'll even have like forms for people that want to come on here because like I said, I need you guys. Like, there are a couple of listeners that are on my guest list that were calling and they were having good conversation with me. And I was like, you know what, you about to be on this episode. So, with that, I would love to, get with some of you, my listeners. You could tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what you want to hear. Like, I am also open for that because, there are some things that I don't know if I'm a segue into like people keep wanting me to do lives. And I'm just like, well, what am I going to do? Because I can't edit nothing. Like, you know, some of my stuff might show. So, I might be getting into that. I definitely want to get into lives on social media, but I also want to get into like having a live audience during a recording. So it's like a lot of things that I'm really trying to grow into. I can pick people's brains that I know, but it's really you guys, my listeners, my followers, my comeback kids, and my lob squad. Like y'all are really the reason why, honestly. So yeah, check out the website. Like I said, the merch is going to be dropping around Thanksgiving time. I'm excited about that. The devotional I'm going to have out during Christmas, and I really want to drop it because going into the new year. I definitely want to give you guys something to walk into the new year with. So, like I said, just keep praying for me, keep encouraging me, keep encouraging each other, praying for each other. Y'all, we gotta love each other because this world is nuts. It's a lot of stuff going on. But I am grateful to God for keeping me, keeping you. Yeah. So, in closing, I'm going to encourage you that you're not behind. You're just becoming. And this walk was never about perfection. It was about obedience. And this week, I kind of want you guys to have the mindset, and I want you guys to be challenged to pray. Even if it's just, God help me to walk different. Not out of fear, but out of faith. Something that simple. Like something to really just get your gears grinding. Something to really give you guys like the oomph to do it. Because I know how hard it is. I know how intimidating it could look. But like I said, the walk is worth it, y'all. The change, the realignment is worth it. God is worth it. And I'll never go back to the other side, to be honest. I might fall, I might stumble, but I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna dust myself off and I'm gonna keep stepping different on purpose. But in closing, you do not owe anyone an explanation for your alignment. When you move with God, it'll confuse people who benefited from your brokenness. But the walk, you gotta walk different. You gotta speak different, you gotta love different. And you gotta become who you're supposed to be. And we're still living, we're still overcoming, and we're still becoming. And this season, we're doing it on purpose. I love you guys. I will see you again next week, where the guest speaker will be my very own brother. And we're going to be talking about being anointed and overstimulated. Check you out next Sunday. Love you guys. Bye-bye.